Hi, welcome to the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy, and comment your thoughts and opinions on the stories. Let's get started. Am I the antagonist for refusing to let my ex be the mother of my adopted baby? Growing up, I, 28 male, was really close with my neighbor Diane, 27F. Diane was the product of an affair, and despite her parents divorcing their spouses and getting together before she was born, her whole life was really rocky. Diane pretty much lived with me, my little brother, and my single mom on the weekends, and by 5th grade she had her own room in our home. We all saw her as family. She was delighted as her only other siblings were her half-siblings who all hated her. When Diane started high school, one of her half-sisters Amy started forming a bond with her. Amy was only a year older than me, and we hit it off. We started dating in college and things were going well. I've always wanted kids and Amy always said she felt the same until our last year of college. Amy got a positive pregnancy test and broke down. She told me that she lied about wanting kids, and that she was hoping that she'd either warm up to the idea or had changed my mind. That she thought she'd be okay with it if it was for me, but now that she's pregnant, she knows for a fact that she never wants to be a mom. We argued. I told her that she'd known I wanted kids before she was even interested in me and lied. Because of all the fighting and stress for finals she miscarried. I know it wasn't an abortion because she told me she would give birth to our child but didn't want to raise them. I broke up with her soon after. It was hard because I really loved her, but Diane was there for me. Last year Diane got pregnant and the father wanted nothing to do with her or the baby. Having a single mom, I took her in and vowed to support her. She gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. Early in the pregnancy Diane found out she had ovarian cancer. It was a hard hit on all of us, and she started making a will and asked me to be the legal guardian of her child should it come down to it. 7 months ago Diane passed away, leaving her 3-month-old daughter in my care. She named her Josephine after my mother and didn't choose a middle name. After I officially adopted her, I gave her Diane as a middle name. Amy came to me 2 days ago saying that she waited till after the adoption process to ask me because she didn't want to stress me, but I should let her also adopt Josephine because she's Diane's closest family member and that Josie needs a mother. And since I grew up in a single parent household, I should know that better than anyone else. I told her that Diane left Josie in my care and it's disrespectful to try and place herself as her niece's mother not even a year after Diane's passing. Some of Diane's family are calling and telling me that I'm being thoughtless and that Josie needs a mother, that I'm not family, so I don't know what I'm doing. It's all such a stressful time and I haven't even had a moment to properly grieve, so I'm probably not in the right state of mind. Am I the asshole? Now let's see what a member of our team thinks. Don't allow Josie to adopt this child, since she will have legal protections if she tries to sue you. She is eligible to apply for exclusive legal custody if you split up. Do everything as necessary to take care of you and your child because, according to Diane's will, that is exactly how you should be treated. Comment by Alex. Now for the top comments. NTA. If she wanted Amy to be her mother or any of her family to be the parent, she would made them the guardian. Besides, I thought Amy didn't want kids. You are simply following Diane's wishes. NTA. If Diane wanted her involved, she would have named her as the guardian. I'm so sorry for what you've been through. I'm sorry for what you are going through now. NTA. Love and cherish your daughter. Grieve Diane. Be gentle with yourself. Opus. Don't worry about the wants and expectations of others. Am I the antagonist for inviting my ex-wife to my birthday party? I'm 30 meters. I married my ex-wife at 21 because she was pregnant. We had been dating for 3 years before that. We had our baby boy and eventually realized this marriage just wasn't working. When our son was 2 years old, we got a divorce. I moved out and rented an apartment close to where we used to live. We love co-parenting. Our son spends a week at each apartment, but we live just 2 blocks apart and he can visit each of us anytime he wants, wherever he is staying. He is 9 now and we both think we did the right thing by separating and still raising him together. I'm getting married this fall and my fiancée moved in with me a few months ago. My son loves her. She loves him. They get along great. She just has a problem with me still being close with my ex-wife. My birthday is next weekend, and like every year, I invited a bunch of friends with their kids, and also my ex-wife and our son. I do it every year. When I told my fiance who is coming, she got really angry, yelled at me, and said I'm an ass for including my ex-wife in everything I ever saw. She said this will have to change when we get married. I told her I'll always consider my ex-wife my friend and I will always love her as the mother of my son. Fiance left really upset, and later texted me that I'm an ass for choosing my ex over her. AITA, now let's see what a member of our team thinks. Regarding your connection with your ex and the surroundings you're providing for your son, I have respect. Are there occasions, though, where your ex isn't present? Do you feel like every time your fiance wants to make plans with you, she must also include your ex? Comment by Shannon. Now for the top comments. NTA, if Fiancé cannot understand the importance of you continuing to have a friendly relationship with the mother of your child, then this is probably not a good relationship for either you. If Fiancé cannot trust you to be faithful, then the relationship is never going to work. This dynamic will only get worse. If you have children with your fiancé, she will see her children differently, and not want your son's mum there. She might even exclude your son for her family events. She is showing you she wants a nuclear family only. She knew what she was walking into, and hoped that she could change it. She was sorely mistaken. This is an amazing attitude you and your ex have towards each other, and how wonderful for your son. Don't think of it as choosing your ex over her. You're literally choosing your son. That's what this is. A healthy friendship, so your son has a stable upbringing. NTA bugger the fiancé. Am I the antagonist for not wanting to take my partner's son to Disneyland? My partner has 3 kids. None of them are mine, and none of the fathers are in the picture except for the middle one. The youngest is going to turn 9 in a few months and I decided I wanted to take her to Disneyland. With my partner obviously, and all on my expenses. I'm down with it. I know I can manage. And I wanted to do something nice for the little one. The middle kid is 18. And pretty much does nothing all day. He left school and does not have a job. Neither he has a social life. He spends all day playing with his video games or on his phone and has no apparent intention of settling his life anytime. My partner allows this because she can use him as a babysitter when she goes to work, or be his personal nanny when she is too tired. Anyhow, back to Disneyland. My partner wants me to take the middle child as well. I don't want to. I can't. If he, or his father, or the mother, are going to pay for him, I'm more than happy. But I'm not willing to financially burden myself. My partner says I'm being hypocritical, that is all or none, and that I can't just do one thing for one child and not the other. When it was the middle one's birthday, I took him out for dinner, gave him money, and I'm constantly supporting all of them financially when I can. So it's not really like I pick and choose or play favoritism among kids. But the trip to Disneyland would be a financially engaging commitment, and to add another adult to the bill would be detrimental. I understand my partner's point, but she does not understand mine, and it makes me wonder if I'm being unreasonable. Now let's see what a member of our team thinks. Nobody receives a complimentary round trip ticket to Disneyland. You are not required to take a child who doesn't deserve it, especially if you are unable to provide for them. She can make a financial contribution if she wants him to go. Comment by Corey. Now for the top comments. NTA maybe postpone until next year when she hits the big 120, and it will give another year for the middle child to grow up a bit, get a job, or for your partner to realize he needs some direction. The big 120. That is actually not a bad idea at all. NTA, one is 9 and one is an adult. She can say no, but she gets to tell the child why if it has already been discussed in front of the child. If she wants to pay for the 18-year-old to go, that's something you need to discuss. She does not get to dictate how you spend your money. She also does not get to dictate your relationship between you and her adult child. That is up to the adult child and you. I'm sure he doesn't feel as if you are a parental figure to him, since he is 18. And you obviously have no say in what goes in her house with her kids. If this was about 2 minor children, it would be different. but it is not. Adults and kids are not treated the same. NTA. However, has your wife even asked if he wants to go? I'm not sure an 18 meters would even want to go to Disney, and it honestly sounds like your wife wants you to bring him to have a babysitter along. At 18. I would very much have rather stayed home alone. Am I the antagonist for losing track of time and being later than expected? AITA. Miscommunication strikes again. I was dropped off at 8:30. Not expected home at that time. Last night, I, 32F, went out with coworkers for the first time. I've had this job over a year and always get invited but never go because of having kids at home. My husband, 35, dropped me off at the bar with the plan of me Ubering home around 8:30. I wasn't planning on staying out more than a few hours or getting drunk. I wasn't paying attention to the time because I was chatting and having fun. Around the start of my 3-road beer, realized I should swap to water and eat because I was definitely feeling buzzed. I then got a text from my husband asking where I was. It was 11:30 already. I hadn't realized it was late. Said I was slightest drunk. Told him he didn't have to wait up. Now I realize that my wording wasn't great. I would have headed home shortly after that text. I just wanted to finish my food and sober up a bit. The next message I got was how I'm a bad mom. I'm irresponsible and this is not how women in their 30s act. I started sobbing in the middle of the bar. I finally calmed down and a coworker's BF picked the two of up and got me home. It was 1ish by then. The only times he's talked to me today have been to yell about it. Tell me I'm not in my 20s. I'm married and have kids. That my coworkers are not my friends. They are messes of people who don't have their lives together. And I want to live like that. We shouldn't be together. I've tried to tell him just because I'm 32 doesn't mean I can't go have fun occasionally. And going out one time doesn't mean I plan to do it regularly. So, am I the asshole for being late and miscommunicating a bit? Now let's see what a member of our team thinks. To take you home. He wasn't waiting for you outside the pub. His outlandish, sexist response was an attack on your character. Could you have connected with him via SMS earlier? But you didn't deserve to be shouted at and labeled a horrible mum for it. I don't know if he is abusive. Therefore I won't call him that. However, you shouldn't treat your lover in this manner. You are not a bad mother because you occasionally crave a night out. He can stop if it is not a habit. Comment by Shannon. Now for the top comments. Info: are you happy? Yes. Things are usually good. Occasionally I get the sads that all I'm anymore is a wife and mom. And I wish I had more time to be me. I've been trying to do that lately. Doing my makeup more. Buying new, to me, clothes. Finding time to read. We try to do a lot of stuff together. But sometimes I wish I did more alone or with friends. Op said in a comment this was her first night out in almost 3 years. And her husband gets to do the same thing almost weekly. Not the a-hole. What a double standard. My first question is, does he ever go out with friends or coworkers? Followed by, is he always this unreasonable, mean, controlling, threatening with the back quote maybe we shouldn't be together comments? Think about it over the span of your relationship and try to determine if he's always been like this, if he has slowly been conditioning you to comply, or if he just temporarily lost his mind. You are allowed to be human, not the a-hole. His friends come to the house every other Sunday for game night. He picks them up at 6ish, then drops them off at 4a, comes to bed around 7a and sleeps all day Monday. He's toned down a lot. At one point, I told him he says it so often without a follow through I stopped believing it. It would take actual divorce papers to actually have an impact on me. This was the first time in a long time he has said it. Am I the antagonist for telling my sister I'm never babysitting for her again? I, 37 male, am single, child free and have 2 dogs, German Shepherd mixes. They are very well behaved and super nice. Mine are blings, age 2, 13, love them. I have 4 sisters and they have 10 kids total. So I babysit a lot. I work from home, and I'm pretty much always available to watch the older ones, since I can easily work while they are in my apartment, and when they need care for the little ones, I just moved my schedule around a bit. Yesterday 4 of my nibblings were at my place, ages 3, 5, 7 and 8. 7 and 8 are siblings. I have just one super strict rule at my house: no chocolate. It's deadly for dogs. I don't like it anyway, and kids can easily go an afternoon without it. The 7 and 8-year-old obviously brought chocolate with them and shared with 3 and 5-year-old. I was in the kitchen making them drinks. They were in the living room. My dogs were sleeping on the balcony. I came into the living room and there were obviously chocolate crumbs everywhere. I asked who had the chocolate and 7 and 8-year-old admitted that mom gave it to them and they always have some with them, but usually eat it in secret. When my sister came to pick them up a few hours later, I told her what happened and she said that her kids are big enough not to make a chocolate mess. I told her I'm never babysitting for her again. She is furious and says I overreacted. Another sister of mine agrees with her. My mother thinks I'm wrong for putting my dogs before the children. AITA, now let's see what a member of our team thinks. I wouldn't watch over kids who have been taught to lie to me. They are obviously too young to clean up their own messes. Comment by Coddy. Now for the top comments. NTA. Free babysitting is always a privilege that can be taken away. Right? Instead of being grateful and appreciative, they just feel unreasonably entitled. NTA, and it looks like your mom has volunteered to babysit for free. Thanks mom. Chocolate can be had at grandma's house. Be sure to smear it into her carpets or rugs. Kids, NTA, you have one simple rule, and she broke it and made her kids hide it. They also clearly aren't big enough to not make a chocolate mess, since there were crumbs on your floor. Am I the antagonist for telling the bride her choice was inconsiderate? My brother, 27 male, is getting married to his fiancée, 27F, in September. I, 35F, was asked to host and plan the bachelorette party with the bride's other future sister-in-law, Becky, 38F. The party will be a 4-day event in August. Becky and I were asked to take over planning when one of the bridesmaids dropped the ball. I was also asked to host the party at my house, which is out of state for everyone. My house and my vehicles will be used. There will be a total of 6 of us at the party. Becky and I have been planning this 4-day event for the past 3 months. We have bought party favors and gifts, collected funds from all attendees, made reservations for fun activities, put together an itinerary, etc. We have spent a lot of time, energy, and funds prepping. There have been a few times I've turned down plans or friends visiting the weekend of the party because this is on the calendar. The bride calls me and Becky yesterday and says her grandmother's beach house in her home state has become available that weekend and wants the party to be there instead. She says it's closer for the guests, 4 of the 6 of us, and is where she wanted it originally. She said her cousin, who originally dropped the ball, will take over the planning. The bride says she's been thinking about this for the past month and didn't want to loop us in until she officially decided. When she shared this, I was a bit frustrated, and I told her cancelling something like this for a different location was basically pulling the rug out from our feet and being inconsiderate to the fact that Becky and I were asked to take over planning. B. Already had everything lined up. C. Have spent time and energy coordinating with all guests, etc. Am I the asshole for calling the bride out on this and calling her decision inconsiderate? The bride said her decision should be hers to make and that she shouldn't be made to feel guilty. To this, I feel as though she should feel guilty. I do see her side, but her decision to completely change things that have already been in the works for a few months to make a very special 4-day trip seems crappy. Thoughts? Now let's see what a member of our team thinks. This is something that neither the professional planner nor the venue would handle, and neither should you. Create a bill of sale. Request payment for the time and effort you have invested. Firmly reject everything. Comment by Coddy. Now for the top comments. NTA, the bride was being rude and inconsiderate. So rude that if I were up I wouldn't go. NTA. Bride was incredibly rude and inconsiderate. Seems like she didn't even acknowledge your hard work. And maybe I'm just getting old, but is a 4-day bachelorette party the normal thing to do? When my friends got married we went out to the bar or had a party at someone's house. This seems so over the top.